Thanks for tuning in, and I have something very, very special for you guys today. A lot of my longtime subscribers and viewers have been asking me about this knife for a long time, ever since I uploaded the video about the Swiss Tech Gerundet, which is a $30 knife from Walmart. This was like the third video that I uploaded to this channel. It's got like 30,000 plus views, so if you want to go check that out, I'll link it up above. And a lot of you in the comments section asked me, have I checked out the Swiss Tech Wurdig? So I finally bit the bullet and ordered one. It's again $30 from Walmart. I got the black G10 version. It does come in a green micarta version that you can get in store. Unfortunately, this one, for some reason, you can only order online. So I don't know why that is, but I finally got this in a couple days ago and have been just kind of testing it out and trying it out just to see what I think compared to the Swiss Tech Gerundet. Now, before I begin, I just want to say a big thanks to all of you that have helped me to reach 1,000 subscribers in a little under 8 months, which is awesome. I learned so much from you guys. For instance, when I first started this channel, I didn't even know basic things like the fact that, the handles were called scales. I didn't know anything about different blade steels or blade shapes or anything like that. So thank you for just helping me get to where I am and learning more and more about EDC and just other tools in general. So with that said, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I'm hoping to continue to grow this channel. We'll see how far I can get with it. It would be much appreciated. So back to the knife. This is, like I said, the Swiss Tech Gerundet. It's a $30 knife from Walmart. And it's very similar. I'm sorry, this is the Wurdig, not the Gerundet. This is the Gerundet, which I'll be comparing it to. And Gerundet, which I found out, means rounded. So you can see that's the first thing you're going to notice is the design, especially in the handles. The blades are very similar in size and shape, and they're both made of Aus 8 steel, which for $30 is a great steel. It's not the hardest steel, but it's easy to sharpen, and it should provide a good edge for a little while, depending on how often you use it. So in terms of performance, I really do. I mean, I've had this for like 9 or 10 months, and it really has held up really well in terms of edge retention and everything else. So it's a really good, solid performer. It's not going to last as long as some of the harder steels or the newer steels, but Aus 8 at this price, I have no problems with it at all. So back to the Wurdig, you can see I had got the black G10 scales on this one. They do make a green micarta version, which I was kind of interested in because I do like micarta scales, but I really like the look of the black. So I just went with the black scales and G10. And honestly, it feels really good. And it's got these little chamfer all around the edges, so which kind of provides a nice little, almost like contours to make it feel good in the hand. It's got a pocket clip, which looks very similar on the outset, but it's a little bit more stiff than on the Gerundet. So maybe as I use it, it'll loosen up a little bit. And I think it's the same pocket clip. It's hard to tell, but the other thing is that this pocket clip on the Wurdig is reversible, whereas on the Gerundet, it is not. The other difference I noticed is that the flipper tab here, which is used to deploy the knife, is slightly bigger on the Wurdig than on the Gerundet. Obviously, the Gerundet is more of a gentleman's knife, so that it really fits the aesthetic, having a smaller flipper tab. This flipper tab, while I mentioned that it's a little bit bigger, doesn't look that much bigger when it's closed, but when you open it, just show you, when you open it, you can definitely tell that it sticks out slightly more than on the Gerundet. So it protrudes out a little bit more. I mentioned that because when you go to unlock the knife using the liner lock here, you can see it. If depending on how you unlock it with your thumb, the flipper tab can hit your thumb. And as you can see, I wanted to demonstrate this right on camera. As you can see, the flap of skin on my thumb actually got caught in there. So that is really weird, and never had that happen on a knife before. So, but if you use your thumbnail, it's totally fine. So you just kind of have to be aware of that. I don't know if anybody's experienced that with their Wurdig. It doesn't happen on the Gerundet, for some reason. I have no problems just accessing the liner lock and closing it. And my thumb doesn't get stuck in there, but it's really, really strange why that happens on the Wurdig. I think it might be, yeah, it looks like it's a little bit more aggressive jimping on here, so that could be it, why my thumb gets stuck in there. But it's not the nicest sensation, but something that I just want you to be aware of. Another thing is the thumb disc up here that I guess replaces any sort of jimping on top. The Gerundet doesn't have anything, or any sort of jimping or anything like that where you can put your thumb. They do have a thumb disc here for your thumb on the Wurdig. And I guess it does give you a nice place to rest your thumb when you're using the knife and cutting things with it. In terms of using it to deploy the knife, it's not the best. I feel I've tried it, and it's not that it's really bad or anything like that, but my thumb does slip off it a lot. And it's hard to kind of figure out where to place my thumb in order to deploy it. You can also reverse flick it too, but again, sometimes I have a little trouble with my fingers slipping off the thumb disc. I would have preferred thumb studs, like on my CJRB Pyrite Lite. This is very easy to open with the button lock. You can reverse flick it, and these thumb studs are really great. So I'll be doing a review of that as well. So that's one of my newer knives that I just got in, which I'll do a review of, I don't know when, but just a really fantastic knife. So that's also $30. So at this price point, you know, I really love the Gerundet, and the Wurdig is just you know, as far as I'm concerned, very similar to the Gerundet. Works really well. The action is just fantastic. It runs on bearings, and yeah, there's just a few little quirky things like the thumb disc, like the fact that your thumb sometimes gets caught on the liner lock, and things like that. And just trying to think about other minor or major differences with the Gerundet. They also changed up the design of the back spacer. You can see on the back there's they cut it off on the Wurdig, whereas like the Gerundet kept the rounded form. Gerundet, I don't know if I mentioned earlier, I forget, but means rounded. So they kept like that rounded aesthetic. And because of that, you have this very, very small lanyard hole right here. Whereas on the Wurdig, you have a much larger lanyard hole, so you can fit larger paracord through there if you wanted. And I think that's it. In terms of weight, yeah, this is a little bit heavier because of G10 scales. This one has aluminum scales. This is going to be obviously with the G10 a lot more durable and more tough than the aluminum scales, which if you can see, probably not, but I mentioned in the previous video, right away I started getting little scratches and dents and dings, and so you have to be a little bit more careful with the aluminum scales. So I think that's all I have for you today. Just wanted to do a quick overview of some of the similarities and differences of the Swiss Tech Gerundet and the Swiss Tech Wurdig. I really think that, this is probably going to stay in the pouch that I've already keep it in, that I take with me. And then this is probably going to go in my Helicon Tech Sear pouch when I go hiking. I think it's going to be a really great, fantastic knife to take outdoors with me. So we'll try it out and see how it goes. I do wish that the thing with the whole liner lock and my thumb getting stuck in there, that's a little strange, but I guess I'll just have to train myself and build up that muscle memory to disengage the liner lock with my thumbnail instead of just the bottom of my thumb. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let me know your comments and thoughts below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, thank you for all the people that have supported me up to this point. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and also tune in for future videos. So with that said, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and God bless.